Hello friends. Whenever we today logged into any of the website, now we are seeing that continue with Google or login with the Google. In the today video, we are going to learn how to integrate Google API for Google login into our website. This is basically I'm going to explain you in the step-by-step process how we can use Google API to join or to enable Google login in our website using Google API. First we need to go to that particular website which we need to log in. So this is the URL where we need to log in. So this is the URL where we need to log in. That URL is, I hope it is visible and you can search in in the Google itself. So when you open this Google API, you will see this type of prompt and where you can have certain step which you need to follow. So I am going to explain you first how to create a project within Google API and then how to code in your website on the button click with the Google login. So first we need to go to create a new project because Google giving you the Google like to serve this as a project. So definitely first we need to create project. So when we come to this project creation, so within this project tab, you can find I have created two projects. So if you want to create a new project, just click on the new project button. So when you click on this new project button, this will show that how many projects you can create. Google giving you the permission for creating 25 projects. So just I have created two projects. So it is coming to 23 and like that. This is the project name which you want to keep, Google name itself. If you want to change, then it will check that that project name may not collide with any other. And here it is organization. You can find your organization if you are entered and it is available on the Google website. If no, then you can just go through the no organization and create. If you are working with the organization, just write that organization name or browse it from that particular website. Then after creating, clicking on the create button, it will create you a project, and then after you will find a screen like this, and where you can find create credential. So within this create credential, you have to click on, first we need to generate the API key because the API key is very important while using this Google API interface. And this is one of the basic credential where we can get API and then we can access that API. So first we need to create API key. So while after click on this API, this will generate you the API, and API generated will show it up here like this. If you create that API, this API is created and see the date and time when it is created. You will click to see that key, but I'm not going to click it because of that safety reason. So that's why I'm not giving you all the key, and because this is for the security and you have to maintain the security of Google and your app also. So this is working as an app like structure. So this is how that API key is created now. After that API key, you need to create OAuth client ID. So to create OAuth client ID, it will ask you to first create or create a configure consent screen. So first we need to create that consent screen, configure that consent screen. So to create that consent screen, just click on this button. You will get this screen. So this is first screen for the OAuth consent screen. And if you, according to your choice, what type of user you want to be declared in the app. So one is the internal and another is the external. So I am going for the external because we have to access that app or project from the external world, not within the organization. So after checking this, clicking on this, after then click on this create button. Then this OAuth screen shows you the second screen, that is app information. So app, you have to write that app information. So app information, accordingly, you just write it, app information. Then you will have to declare that support email ID, because whenever any problem occurs or like that, so user can contact on this particular email ID. Then you can add your organization logo that may be shown when the user is logged in. After that, you will see that app domain. So you can just put your app domain, homepage, and privacy policy, all that link if you have. Otherwise, you can just put your homepage address, and then after this, you will get this that you must have that developer in contact information, and then developer contact information. Here it is. And after that, you click on that save and continue button. And after clicking on the save and continue button, you need to click on this scope, and you will ask for that add or remove a scope. So you have to choose that which type of a scope or which type of API you want to use while login. And after login, what type of data you require. So definitely you need to give the scope. So and that after click on this button, you will get this scope which is visible here. If it is not visible, then go to the API library and select Google API, Google Plus API. So you just find out what type of information you required after login. So in this video, I'm showing you the user email address and user profile information. So I have taken this two, and open ID that is associated with that Google ID. So this three information I'm going to fetch from that Google account, and I want to save on my database. So this three information will be fetched after logged in, and Google authorized for only these three information. If I want more, I have to select it from the Google API library, and then it will I can fetch more than that. So after saving this record, this will ask for that application type. So in that application type, you have to select web application. There are multiple application type. From where you want to access this app, basically. So if you want to access from Android, Google Chrome extension, and like that, so accordingly you have to select. So I am going to create a website, and within that website, I'm going to use that. And that means one website, my website, going to ask or going to get authentication and authorization from Google API. So I have selected web API. On that second screen, you just write the name which you want to show to the user when user want to connect with you, and the user want to give you the access. So on the login screen, whatever the organization name or whatever that you want to show, you just put it there. After that, you have to add authorized JavaScript origin and authorized redirect URI. So after putting this, you can put your local, because now we are working in the local machine, and from that only we are going to call that API. So when you run your .NET project, .NET Web project, so this will be your URL for your project. So this is the URL for the origin, and this is the URL for the redirect when Google send me the information. So I have to give him the authorized URL where Google send that all information. So this is where I want to see all the information. So when you run that project, you will get that URL. After clicking on this create button, your particular auth client created, and you will see that client ID is shown over here, client secret is shown over here, and this is the date and time when we created that, and this is showing that status of that particular project, and that particular project is now enabled. And this is JSON. You can download that JSON properties, so that key, if you call it from the JSON, then you have that idea ki how we will prepare that JSON and how to hit that API. So this is the first part where we have configured, right now we have configured Google API on their console. So now that project is ready to be called from our website. So now we have to create one website from that is your web project, and it may be in PHP, it may be in the .NET, it may be in any of the languages which you opted. Right now, I'm going to show you in the .NET, ASP.NET with C#. So in this ASP.NET and C# project, we have to create one login page. So just clicking on that project and click on add, and after add new item, and where you can select that Google web form and name it login.spx. I have already created that login.spx page, and just put it one button, login with Google, and on the click event, just I have written this code. So you have to understand this code. So how do we connect to Google API from our web application? So this is my web application. From this button click event, I'm going to connect it to the Google API. So we need client ID and client secret right now. So client ID and client secret I kept in the web.config file, because this web.config file is here, that is within the project, and there I have created one key, and that key is pod. So this is the client ID key, and this is the client secret key, where I kept that secret information, that is the uh, definitely that secret one, and do not need to show anyone. So just keep it hidden. I've created that in the web.config, and where I have saved. So client ID and client secret is there. Then redirection URL, that whatever I have put on there, that same URL you have to pass it here, because of this and that going to be match. If there is any discrepancy in this, then you will not going to have that access authority. So definitely with the client ID, we redirection URL and client secret, we all having that in the local variable. Now we are going to fetch and going to ask for the token, because this works on the token system, where Google API issue and token for you, and that token is that authentication and authorization token for whatever you ask to the Google API. So here it is the URL from this to this. This is the URL. That is accounts.google.com OAuth 2 version 2 and auth. And after that, we are giving the scope, that question mark, and after that the scope equals to, this is the scope URL. You can just find it from that Google API services. This all URL is mentioned over there. So whatever scope you want and whatever information you want to access, that URL is mentioned over here. So I am going to ask that email, which I've just selected from that Google API. And second, with plus symbol, I ask Google for the profile. This is the second URL. So you have to concatenate these two URL if you want two information. If you want more than this information, and you have already given that in that Google scope creation, then you can plus it here. This is the request, a scope request. So I'm giving the scope request for the user info.email and for the user info.profile. And then second variable is include grant scope, that is true. That means this grant scope I have given to it, this URL. Redirect URL, which I have saved in this particular redirect URL variable. So I have concatenated it. Then response type, that is code, response type that Google gives you the code, and that client ID that I have put it here. So you have to put it in the client ID box, and that client ID variable is already declared, and the value is coming from the web.config. So this is how we have just created an URL with all this concatenation, and one URL is now formed, and this URL is going to be hit. So I am going to hit this response with the help of response.redirect. So this URL is going to be hit, and then this after hitting this URL, automatically this will call this page. Means redirect URL is that that is in the my project. So second page in my project is going to be this file, gprofile.spx. So again, we have to create one new page, and that is with a very similar step, and you have to name it gprofile.spx. After adding this, I have already added that page, gprofile.spx. So after adding this page, you design that page, that what are the information you want to catch and what are the information you want to show, because you are going to get user profile and user email address, these two information. Within that user profile, you are going to get that ID, that name, gender, local, and profile link. And definitely you have to, just I'm going to show you. So I have created like this. If you want to save in the database, so just write the code to save into the database. So this is just a little bit designing of your information shown, and that is going to be shown when that profile is authorized and authenticated from Google, and that is fetched from that Google. After this, within this G profile page, again, I'm going to have that client ID, client secret, and redirection URL. So again, I have created these three variables, and again, that value is fetched from that wave.config file like that. And now we have to ask for the token, because now I want one token, that authorization token. For that, I have asked Google, and then after getting that token, I asked Google to get that those information, like a user email address and user profile. So this is the four variables which we are going to use. And after that, we are going to create some properties, because those value comes, and we have to keep those value, and we have to save for the temporary in the properties. So those value will come, and we need to save that value in the properties. Properties, just like a variable, we just, so to create a properties, just we have to created one properties, that is a J value. Second, I have created one class for the token class, and token class we have access token, access type, expiry, in refresh token. So there's four properties created within that class, token class. And second, I have created one user class, and within that I want ID get set, because getter and setter, that properties, one will get and one will set that value. Second is the name, third one is the email ID, fourth is the given name, and fifth is the family name, because this is how that Google send you the information. So every information you want to catch. So just for that, we have created that much of variable as a properties. So in the page load section, these are the two classes. One properties is separated, and after that we comes to the page load section, and within that page load section, we ask for the get token, and that code is coming from that page. So from this page. From this, we redirect that URL, and after redirecting to this URL, Google sent one code, and that code is from the this. We have to collect this code from that URL, and after that we ask to ask for the token now. So this get token function will be called, and this is the get token function. So within that, this token function, I want that just send me the token, and what type of authorization I want, just grant me that authorization. So I just declaring one variable, that is grant type equals to authorization code, and that code that is coming through this. So I passed it on to this function, and this code is now concatenated. After that, client ID, then client secret, and then redirect URL. So all these parameters should be given with that authorization code. So all those parameters I have concatenated. Now this forms a URL. And after that, we are going to request that Google API URL with this much of query string. And how to request that? So in the .NET, C# .NET, we have that HTTP web request, and with the help of web request class, we are going to request it. So .create, and within that URL. So we just having this request object. And how do we request it? With the URL encoded. This is the content type by which we are going to request. And this is the method by which we are going to request. And encoding method is UTF-8 encode. So after encoding, we just fire that URL with the help of wave request. And after getting that wave request, this post string will give you that value which comes. That means we are going to request, and after request, that value comes in the form of byte. So for byte, we having that byte type of array. So just we have converted these all things post string. Just we have created post string, and this all post string in the form of byte. Now we are going to request with the output string. So request dot content length equals to byte dot length. So definitely bytes, whatever the length of byte, we are going to request with that. Auto stream, that is request dot get request stream. So this is how we are going to request with the auto stream, because when we open a channel on the network, the data transmitted from one place to another in the form of byte only. So to transmit that byte, Google, C# having this output stream object of that stream class. So now finally we are going to request dot get request stream, and request stream all we get that whatever we ask for. So we have prepared that bytes. So all that we have written to that channel. So after getting written to the channel, Google gets that request, and after getting that request, Google respond. So when Google respond, we have to catch that response. So how to catch that response? So we have that response object, and with the HTTP web response, we have to get that response. So request dot get response. After that, again, that response is coming to us with a stream. So we have a stream reader class to read that stream, whatever we got from that URL. That means Google API. So when this response is coming, we have to just read all. So how to read? Now we have a stream reader dot read to end. That means ki starting from end, we are going to read all that which is coming towards our site from that Google. So all those we read, and that is collected in the response from server. That server responded, and we got it in this variable, that is of string data type. Now, because of that, that is not serializable, we have to serialize that. So with the help of JavaScript serializer, we need to deserialize that. So we call js.deserialize and token class. What token class? That token class we have created, and this having four properties: that access token, access type, expired type, and response token. So this all properties automatically assigned, because this is the deserialization properties, and whatever that response is come, and accordingly the token is fulfilled. So we have just created that token and get all that response, and we just read that token, just token I want. So we want access token because we got four information, not only access token, access token, token type, expire in, and a refresh token. So we got four information. So this time we have to only use only access token. So how to fetch that access token? So all that is stored with this object. So this is the object of token class. So with the help of obj.access token, this will gives the access token. So now whatever I require, that access token that is required. So after getting this access token, we just called that get user profile. So another function I have created, this is again user defined function as like this get token. So in this only we have got the token for that particular authorization. So now I am authorized to get information now. So after getting authorized with the access token, now I'm going to fire it for that actual information which I want. So now the next step is to get that information about that user. So with this is the URL, and that URL which we have to now hit, that is Google API.com OAuth 2 version 2 user info, and alternate, that is JSON. We have to fire that JSON method, and access token is that what we got it right now. So after that, again, we have to do the same type of work. That is, we have to request, and then we got a response. So for wave request, we have the wave request class, and we have created, and with this create, we have got that URL within this. And after with the credential, that is the default credential, we just use while we are walking. So that is cached with that browser, and whatever that is cached within the browser, that will be used. So we have already given the client ID and client secret, so that only that credential is used again with this request. So just this is the request object, and this is the response object. So we are going to we fired, and with the response dot get response stream, we are getting with the stream data which is coming to us. So we just read that stream and stored in the response from the server, and then we close both of the reader and response object. So after that, we have to deserialize again. So to deserialize again, we are going for the JavaScript deserializer, and with this we deserialize and stored in the user class now, because this user class which we have declared with all the properties which are associated. So when we give this, this is the collection framework basically. How do we work with the collection? This shows here. So after this decentralization, this all the response is under this user info object, that is of user class, and just user info object having all that information. Now we have to bind this information to this design. So we have that image URL that is coming to this picture, ID, that is ID, gender, that is dot gender, local, that is the local, that is local in the sense ki en that country information will come and language information will come. Then name, user name is there. Then navigate URL, if that having any business URL or navigation URL created with that email address, so that link is visible here, and then email address. So this is now the complete step to work on with that. And after writing this much of code and following all this step, just I'm going to click this, and when it run, it will just come to that login. We have to get it to the login window. So on the login, we have to create, run this project. And when we run, this will ask you for the login with Google. Beside that, you have also that your database code is also there with your this login page. So someone wants to with login with the Google, you can go for that. If you want with the database, your database login user, just keep that screen ready here. Login with Google. So just clicking on this, we will get that authorization website, and here this shows the choose an account to continue to web project. This is the project name. Sorry, this is the organization name or whatever you want to show. Just you have to keep that, and from here we can see that information related to this particular organization. And so there are lots of user IDs shown over here. So just uh, whatever your login ID, just choose from that. I am getting this user information to be logged in, and see that user information that user ID which I selected, that is here. This is the picture. If that user information having some kind of picture, this will shown over here. This is the Google ID which is shown, and if you want to save it into your database, you just save it. This is the name which is shown linked with that. Gender, that is this two information is not shown over here because this two information I kept it private. So private information we cannot fetch. Only public information which Google authorized to fetch, that is only coming. I have no any Google business profile page or like that. So there is no link of that. And this is the email ID which I used to log in. So this is how we can get that information from uh, user, and we how we can use that Google login API. This is how we will work with the Google API. So I hope you get it all. If you want to, if you having any confusion, just write on that comment. And if you want uh, some more explanation, just ask me how to do it and how to just comment it on my channel, this video comment box. And if you like this concept, and if you understand all these things, just subscribe channel. Thank you.